All right, on to Marc Headley here. We have rarely talked about Scientology. It's obviously a freaky cult, but rarely does anyone come out from behind the Iron Curtain and tell the truth as to what's going on. Most people just know that crazy Tom Cruise and wacky John Travolta are in it. And nobody knows exactly what it is they believe in. It was started by a science fiction writer named L. Ron Hubbard years ago. Well, it's a nasty place to live. There's this big base in Hemet called the Gold Base, right?
That's correct.
Put on Mark's microphone.
That's correct.
And he lived there for 15 years. And he ran into Tom Cruise at the very least, right?
Exactly.
And we're going to get into that in just a moment. Can you...
You were quite young, because your mother was a member, right?
Yeah, I got in when I was about 7 years old.
What?
And,
what's that like?
Well, I mean, I went to a Scientology school. My friends were Scientologists. I had to take courses and do the Scientology counseling at a young age.
And what's the central belief? Like, if you asked a Christian, you know, what the central belief is, they believe that Jesus came to die for our sins. He's going to rise from the dead, and all that.
Well, that's one of the things that's very controversial about it, because they won't tell you that. You have to pay to learn that, and then at a level called Operating Thetan Level 3, that's where the whole story about the galactic overlord Xenu came from another galaxy. Ooh. And he took all the souls from his planet and he buried them in volcanoes on our planet and froze them, and then those beings are what we're all inhabited by now, and the only way you can...
The galactic overlord Xenu?
Yeah, this happened 75 million years ago.
75 million?
That really is the final revelation.
Absolutely. You can look it up on the internet. It's called OT3, or Operating Level 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this goes back to space aliens, sort of.
Exactly.
And people believe this?
Well...
Like, when you get to the end, it's like, wow, now I know.
Well, yes.
Or do you laugh? Saying,
well, see, that's the thing. Not a lot of Scientologists have gotten up to that level. And if you're in Scientology, you can't talk about that to other Scientologists. It's forbidden to speak of these confidential scriptures with anyone else, even if that person has achieved that same level.
So you can't talk about the galactic overlord Xenu?
No, I never even heard about Xenu until I became an ex-member of Scientology.
You never heard about it? Even though it's on the internet? We
don't have there's no access to the internet. The internet access that they have at that property is filtered so that anything related to Xenu or anything anti-Scientology, you can't access it. So if you type in an anti-Scientology website, or even type in the word Xenu, it'll just say page forbidden, and you won't even be able to find it.
So people spend decades sloughing their way through the different levels of Scientology, not knowing where they're going, and many of them not ever finding out about the galactic overlord Xenu.
That's exactly correct. And they also tell you that if you find out about that, or if you do happen to find on the internet something like this, that you'll die of pneumonia if you find out this information before you're ready to...
You're making this up.
It's absolutely true.
Now, let's just go back a moment. Your mother, do you know why she joined, and is she still a member?
She is still a member, and I don't know exactly why she joined, but she joined when we first moved to Los Angeles in 1979, and she started getting into it. And then we actually lived right across the street from the Celebrity Center International, which is this huge castle-like facility that they have in Hollywood, and we lived right across the street from it. So it was like I was in the fold right off the bat.
But how did you end up working at the Gold Base in Hemet for 15 years from the age of 17? Why did you have to go there?
Okay, well, because I was raised in it, and because I went to a Scientology school, actual recruiters came from the Sea Organization, which is this organization you signed the billion-year contract with.
You signed a billion-year contract?
Yeah, it's right in there. Yeah, the contract is for a billion years. It's at the back of that.
Wait, it's in the folder?
It's in the back, yeah. You'll see it.
Wait, I've never seen a billion-year contract.
You want to see a billion-year contract, you should take a look at it. Contract of employment.
There you go.
Therefore, I contract myself to the SEA organization for the next billion years. This one's signed by some woman.
Yeah, that's not mine. I wouldn't read her name out either.
No, I'm not going to read her name out.
She knows I've got a copy of it. But recruiters from the Sea Organization actually came to the school that I was going to, and they told me, listen, you can do this. You're going to be able to do this. You're going to help get people off drugs. They're going to, this is where you're going to work. And they gave me this whole song and dance about how it was going to be great. I mean, at the time, I was 16 years old when that happened. And, of course, I wasn't going to have to, I wasn't, I was 16 years old. They're telling me I'm going to be able to do all this. I'm not going to have to, go to school anymore. I'm not going to have to do any kind of job. I'm going to get paid.
Did they tell you never were going to come off the base, though?
No. I originally started working at their facility in Los Angeles on Hollywood Boulevard.
Right.
And then after a few months there, I was promoted to the international headquarters in Gilman Hot Springs, California, right near Hemet. And when I got there, it's actually covered in the book, but probably 6 months after I was there, I was like, this is crazy. I'm out of here. I'm leaving. And they basically said, you can't leave. They basically say...
Why can't you walk out the door?
Okay, this is what... Well, first of all, you can't just walk out. It's a gated community. You can't just walk out. It's gated. And the gates have... All of the entire property has a perimeter fence. It has an ultra barrier razor wire on it that faces in to the property. So if you try to climb out, you're going to get hurt. Oh. The other thing is it's miles away from anything else. It's in the middle. It's its own city. It's Gilman Hot Springs. It's its own city. And from being there, there's stories, and you hear about people who try to escape and were recaptured and brought back, and all of these things.
And what do they do to people who were captured?
If you try to leave and you're recaptured, you're brought back, and then you have to do hard labor. You could be sent to this thing called the Rehabilitation Project Force, which is like a hard labor camp for Sea Org members.
And is this real, or is this just the story they tell?
No, this is actual reality.
They really have a hard labor prison camp.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you see it when you're there. You know it. And if you don't get assigned to that, you're just doing hard labor anyway. And the other thing that they use, and this is for members and not only employees of the Sea Organization, but also for members of Scientology, if you leave Scientology or you speak out against Scientology, they have a policy called disconnection. So if I were to leave and say I'm not going to do Scientology anymore, then that means anybody that I know in Scientology, family, friends, business acquaintances, anything, I can no longer have any contact whatsoever with those people. So when I left in 2005, before I even got to where I was going, they already contacted my mother. They already contacted my sister and my brother and told them that they could never, ever speak to me ever again.
Why do you think celebrities like Tom Cruise and John Travolta and others are attracted to this? Because this really seems...
They have this element to them which some celebrity types or artist types are susceptible to, which is they basically tell you what you want to hear. So if you're insecure about something, that's another thing within Scientology. Doesn't matter what problem you have or what problems you think you have. They're going to tell you that they can help you handle those problems. If you have a problem with relationships, we can help you with relationships. We have a course on how to improve relationships with other people. If you have a problem with your business or you have a problem with your finances, we have a course that you could take to learn
Do these
about
courses
that.
Make sense?
Some of them are really just like common sense datums that are culled or pulled from other technologies, or even some of the
like
counseling.
Self-help
books. It's self-help books, or I mean they have a lot of things on sales, and it's basically Dale Carnegie repackaged and recodified by L. Ron Hubbard, and so they have a lot of these things that. When somebody's first getting into Scientology, they take what's called a personality test. And this personality test already has so many predetermined scripted answers to what that person's going to fill out. So based on whatever you fill out, it says, okay, good, tell the person X, Y, and Z. And then, the person does the test. It's like 200 different questions. And then the person in Scientology will tell you, yeah, you're a very unstable person, or you can't handle a lot of things at once. We have a course that can help you on this. And the person goes, oh, wow, that's exactly me.
All right, stay with us. We're talking to Marc Headley. The book is Blown for Good, which we understand from Mark is blown is a slang term that means go away from or depart. In this case, that would be Scientology. If you want to order the book, what's the website again?
It's you can get it on blownforgood.com, or you can go to amazon.com and just type in Blown for Good, or search for Marc Headley, Marcheadley.
All right, we're going to talk about your experiences with Tom Cruise when we come back on the John and Ken Show. John and Ken Show, John Cobelt and Ken Shampoo. We're talking with Marc Headley. He's written a book called Blown for Good, Behind the Iron Curtain of Scientology. He spent 15 years trapped at the Gold Base, an area near Hemet, where the Scientologists live in a prison, really. And what I wanted to ask you about here is you had Tom Cruise come, and he tried to audit you, right?
Yeah, that's correct. When you're
and I know you told this story to the Village Voice. It's not in your book, but it's in the interview with the Village Voice.